All right. Hi there, Dr. Zhang. This is Kabir, you, and Andrew. Unfortunately, Andrew couldn't be here today. He is sick. But today we'll be presenting our solution for Hanvik. So starting off with question number one, using the information on the central procurement slides, the best way we think in order to identify the best cost saving technique for these two parts right here, we said that it would be best if we actually just use one supplier instead of using all these suppliers from VTech, Heliarc, Fire, and Studio Dynamics, or Studi Dynamics, excuse me. And we thought that going with Chunwoo would be the best supplier, just because of the fact that the unit cost is the cheapest amongst all the other suppliers. As you can see, it is 3.76. And for the rest of them, these are higher unit costs. So we thought it would be best to go with Chunwoo. The one downside to that, obviously, is you can see that the capacity isn't as much as Fire or Studio Dynamics. But we just thought that 3.5 million is a good enough capacity that we were willing to take that risk and stick with the 3.76 dollars per unit cost. The and also the shipping and the tariffs were probably one of the highest, but at the end of the day, the unit cost speaks for itself. It's the cheapest. There's a good amount of capacity. And yeah, we just thought that Chunwoo would be able to help us out the best, even if we were to increase our order numbers by 10%. In addition to that, yeah, like I said, it would just be best to keep one supplier. Also, some of the benefits of having centralized procurement include much more openness and transparency amongst like all the departments. It makes it easier for them to communicate with one another. We feel that budget and spending analysis will be more accurate, will be a better representation of what's actually going on, and that less time will be spent negotiating with suppliers, because now we just have one supplier and we centralize everything. And we feel that issue is very pertinent to Hanvik's current problems. We also feel like the management of inventory will be much simpler to handle, just because it's all in one space, which is at the Temple, Texas distribution center, excuse me. And we just feel like it's all standardized. And we thought it would be best if we know that these are the benefits of centralized procurement. To address the second question about VTech's distribution center, one of the main problems that we can see is the picking process time. As you can see here, I will just pull it up for you. It states that the bottleneck essentially is the picking time, which is about 400 seconds. In total, that takes about half of the cycle time, which is 800 seconds. So we just felt that in order to address this issue, the main reason that this was happening was just because the Temple, Texas distribution center is very large, and it's really hard for the pickers to retrieve the parts in a timely fashion. And we thought it would be best if Hanvik was to downsize their distribution centers and also eliminate the amount of distribution centers they have. As we mentioned in the previous question, we just felt that centralized procurement would allow for maybe 1 or 2 warehouses to be used instead of 8, which is a lot of warehouses, and essentially it's not really needed. It would also be to their benefit, because costs would be reduced if they were to just use one distribution center as opposed to many. And they'll also have to buy less raw materials for items produced by VTech or by Heliarc or Fire or Studio Dynamics. We just feel like less raw materials will be needed, just because if we're downsizing, we don't have to keep going to one end of the distribution center and back and keep picking up all these materials in a manner that uses up a lot of time. So that was the solution that we came up for number 2. And now I will hand it over to you to discuss solution 3.
Yeah, here's you, and I will focus on question 3. And I'm really sorry about that. My laptop got some problem and can share the screen, and I will use the iPad to camera to.
Oh no, I actually enabled it to allow you to share screen just now. So you can
Okay,
try. Yeah.
but
Oh, okay. It's on your computer. I
yeah,
see.
it's on my computer. I'm
Okay,
sorry,
go ahead.
but yeah, can you see that?
Yeah, all good.
Okay. So for question 3, we need to find the reason of the arrow. So we use uh template DC pickers KPI, and I do the data and size first. Do the correlation, and I choose a range except the week row, and choose all data to do the exercise, and we got the data like this. Yeah, and I do the regression, use the arrow as the y range, uh, and use the rest data as the x, and we got the data like this. And first, we need to focusing on the regression significance is yes, it works, and we focus on the adjusted R squared. Yeah, it's right. But when we pay attention on the p-value, and the p-value is just one is less than 5%. The other is all over 5%. And the significant the constants is there are pickers, range of order, pre-roll, and average order finished daily is work, but the rest is um, not same as uh, the correlation part before. So we do the correlation again. We use arrows, pickers, service like average of order pre-rolled, average order finished daily as range. We got they are like this. Yeah, and we do the regression again. So now it's work. This table looks better. So for first, the significance F is work is less than 5%, and the adjusted R square is just almost 70%, and the p-value, the peaker and average of order pre-rolled is less than 5%, but the average order finish daily is over 5%, so it's not work. And the uh, constant is all same as the correlation part before. So we think the pickers value as the professional level of pickers and the average of order pre-roll is the reason of the errors happen. So as the data, we found like about just there's more like point 0.04 peaker will decrease 0.3 uh errors happened, and like there's really a little number average periods more and will decrease 3.5 errors happens more. So our idea is just improve the professional level of pickers and decrease the average of other periods. We decrease the error of the factory happened. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, so that is it from us. I will just make sure to see if there is anything else that is important to mention. Um, yeah, so like you said, we can improve the professional level of pickers and decrease the number of average orders. And we found that these were the sole reasons as to why we had a high error rate. So yeah, that is our presentation. Appreciate you listening. Really sorry that Andrew couldn't make it. But hopefully this works for you, and hope you have a great Christmas break. And yeah.
Thank you.